5 NBA players are about to be traded. The writing is on the wall, and front offices are already making calls. Whether it's money, minutes, or organizational direction, the clock is ticking. Today, we're breaking down the 5 players most likely to be moved before the 2025-26 NBA trade deadline. The trade deadline is approaching, and every season there are a handful of players whose situations feel like foregone conclusions. Sometimes it's an expiring contract. Sometimes it's a young team shifting into rebuild mode. Other times the fit just isn't working anymore. And right now, in November 2025, there are several players whose names keep coming up in front office conversations. These are not shock value picks. These are realistic, logical targets who make sense for both their current teams and the teams looking to make a move. Let's get into the 5 players with the highest chance of being traded before the deadline. Player number 1, Cameron Johnson, Denver Nuggets. Current team and situation: Cameron Johnson is a 3-and-D wing on the Denver Nuggets, coming off a high-profile trade this summer. He's on a meaningful contract and was acquired to be a spacing wing piece in a championship window, but the fit and his early season form have been underwhelming. Why he's likely to be traded: Johnson's role overlaps with other wings, and Denver's expected lineup balance around Jokic pushes the front office to optimize spacing and defensive versatility. Recent reports and analysis have flagged that Denver might not be getting the shooting/fit they expected, and that his value as a coveted floor spacing wing could fetch significant assets. If the Nuggets see an opportunity to upgrade elsewhere or need different positional balance, Johnson's contract and profile make him one of the more valuable movable pieces. Teams that might want him in: Atlanta Hawks, floor spacing and wing shooting next to a primary ball handler; Philadelphia 76ers, spacing behind Embiid, a reliable wing who can hit open threes; Miami Heat, bench scoring and wing defense in playoff mode. What the return might look like: a late first-round pick, or protected first, plus a young rotation wing or 2 second-rounders. Potentially a starting-level role player if Denver trades to a team that needs immediate offense. Likelihood rating: 82%. Johnson's recent trade history and clear market demand make him a credible deadline candidate. Player number 2, Lauri Markkanen, Utah Jazz. Current team and situation: Markkanen is Utah's best trade asset. A modern 7-footer who can stretch the floor and create offense. The Jazz have struggled to compete in the loaded West and are in a position where collecting young assets and picks makes far more sense than holding onto a big-ticket veteran. Why he's likely to be traded: max value timing. Markkanen's value is high, and Utah can get a haul of young players and picks to accelerate a rebuild. The Jazz are not true contenders and will likely prioritize future capital over short-term wins. Who wants him? Golden State Warriors. Another stretch big would fit the system perfectly. Houston Rockets, pairing athletic wings around young stars. Miami Heat, efficient shooting and size for playoff spacing. What the return might look like: multiple first-round picks plus a young rotation player or 2. A top 10 protected first plus 2 seconds in a high-demand market. Likelihood rating: 75%. Utah has to be aggressive to rebuild around younger assets. Markkanen is the headline piece. Player number 3, Jonas VALANČIÚNAS, Denver Nuggets. Current team and situation: Jonas VALANČIÚNAS is a veteran center now in Denver's rotation. He's an experienced big who provides rebounding and interior scoring, but he's not an ideal long-term fit next to Nikola Jokic's usage profile. And the Nuggets have other front-court options. Why he's likely to be traded: the surplus bigs. Denver's roster construction around Jokic means they may prefer different center profiles, younger rim protectors, switchable forwards, or to clear minutes, salary for a wing upgrade. VALANČIÚNAS carries tradable value as an established scoring, rebounding center that contender teams often want for depth. Teams that might want him: Boston Celtics, as a short-term, high-efficiency backup to anchor the second unit. Toronto Raptors, veteran interior presence for a younger core. Sacramento Kings, Rent a physical center who can rebound and score inside for playoff pushes. What the return might look like: late firsts unlikely. More realistically, a rotation wing on guard, plus protected seconds, or a cheap expiring contract. Or a 2-for-1 salary match plus second-round capital. Likelihood rating 68%. Not a blockbuster candidate, but a clear movable veteran who would net useful pieces for a team, improving its depth. Player number 4, Tobias Harris, Detroit Pistons. Current team and situation. Tobias Harris is on an expiring large contract with the Pistons. Detroit's roster has many young players and multiple forwards competing for minutes. Harris is a veteran starter on a team that might prefer more youth or salary flexibility. Why he could be traded: large expiring contract that many playoff teams would take on for immediate scoring depth. Pistons could flip the salary for a younger rotation player or draft capital to better fit their timeline. Teams that make sense: Dallas Mavericks, more front court scoring and size. New York Knicks, veteran scoring and complementary offense under playoff rotation. Phoenix Suns, stabilize forward minutes and buy a playoff-ready piece. Return package: a rotation player, guard or center, a protected pick or two, and possibly a second-rounder. Could be packaged in a 3-team move to maximize returns and match salaries. Likelihood rating 70%. Harris's contract and the Pistons' youth focus make this a very real deadline possibility. Player number 5, Gabe Vincent, Los Angeles Lakers. Current team and situation. Gabe Vincent is a veteran guard on the Lakers' rotation. He's a steady shooter and perimeter option who carries value to contenders or teams that want a backup or secondary ball handler. LA's roster churn and desire to fine-tune two-way balance make Vincent a tradable piece. Why he's likely to be traded. The Lakers are balancing minutes, cap, and roster construction around superstars. Movable veteran guards are often used to tweak lineups or to bring back front-court help. Vincent's contract and role make him a sought-after connector in trade talks for teams needing guard depth or shooting. Teams that might want him: San Antonio Spurs, backup lead guard, and veteran presence for young core. Cleveland Cavaliers, perimeter shooting and ball handling depth behind Mitchell. Atlanta Hawks, additive wing guard who can hit open shots off ball movement. What the return might look like: a young bench wing or guard plus second-round pick, or a cheap rotation player and future second S. Could be moved as part of a 3-team deal that frees cap or brings in front-court depth for LA. Likelihood rating 80%. Vincent's profile, shooting, playmaking, affordable salary, makes him an ideal deadline piece. The trade deadline is shaping up to be one of the most active in years, and these 5 players are the most realistic names to expect on the move. Expiring contracts, rebuilding teams, mismatched timelines, everything points to change. Now I want to hear from you. Which player do you think is the most likely to be traded before the deadline? Drop your predictions in the comments. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to like the video, subscribe to Rim Logic for more NBA deep dive analysis, and turn on notifications so you never miss a drop. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.